Well then, how was everybody's week?
Great,
Um,
great, great, great.
What does great consist of?
Great. She
Ay,
said,
Dios.
what does great consist of? And she goes, great. My week was good. I was working. I did some overtime. And I did go see a movie with my friend. We went to see Aquaman 2. That was pretty good. Um, of course, we just brought in a new year. So I think the last podcast we did was the end of 2023, right?
Right.
So we brought in New Year's together as a family. That was pretty cool. It was emotional, but it was nice, to be around love and stuff like that. So I would say I had a pretty good week. I got some really nice gifts. Tita got me a nice little blanket with pictures of me and mommy on it. Very beautiful. I put it on Instagram. I got some Uggies. Selena got me some Uggies. And yeah, I had a good week.
It must have been your birthday.
My birthday, Christmas, every
That's
day is a
all.
good day.
Coco, what about you? How was your New Year's besides sleeping?
My week was good, guys. New Year's been good so far. Can't complain. We drove back from Chicago. No, excuse me, from New York to Chicago, and got right to work pretty much. It's been kind of a normal week, I would say.
Okay, doing what you do best, working.
How was your week, Lena?
My week was good. Like you said, we brought in the new year. That was different. You know how you usually get your living room fit ready? I was in pajamas. I was just
Yeah.
chilling. Like, Barbie said, we chilled in the crib. We played games. We watched Coco sleep all day. It was a good time. It was a good time.
And
Made
Jasmine said we
videos.
made TikToks. Jasmine
Yeah, we
said we
made
made
TikToks, we danced. We had a
TikToks.
good time. We had a really
Yeah.
good time.
We just wasn't really in the mood to dress up and do the whole shebang like we usually do, but it's
Right,
understandable.
right, right. I did want to sleep for the countdown, but
Yeah, me
I
too.
better finish you guys.
We was like, oh, I guess we're counting down.
Yeah,
I know,
the girls were
right?
really excited about the countdown too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah. But all right, so this podcast around town now, we're gonna do things a little bit different, and we're gonna hit on a topic of podcast or a show or whatever you want to call it, an episode. So today we decided that we're gonna discuss insecurities, right? Because insecurities comes in many different shapes and forms. Um, so we're gonna start off with that. Barbie, what was the question that you had mentioned? At least to start, I guess start off the topic with.
I think one of the questions was where on the spectrum of security and insecurity do you find yourself? So do you feel like you're a secure person or an insecure person and why?
So before we step into that, right? Like, let's define insecurity. Like, what would you define insecurity as?
If you break down the word, so security, the root word is secure, right? So you don't feel secure. You don't feel confident within yourself, right? And there's many different aspects. It could be in a job, it could be in a relationship, it could be just with yourself, your appearance, right? So when you feel secure, it means that you're confident and you know that you can hold your own. When you feel insecure, it means you feel like you don't got what it takes. You feel doubtful, fearful, and you're kind of like scared to move forward because you think you're going to fail at something. And when it comes to appearance, when you're insecure, you don't feel your best. You don't feel
Right.
pretty
So lack
or
of confidence,
handsome. Yeah.
lack of protection because there's lack of something, right?
Close the
Right.
door.
So okay. So with that being said, I guess if you wanna, since you mentioned the first question, repeat the first question again, and if you want to answer it, I guess, so then we can just piggyback off of you.
Okay. The question
Keep it
was
there, keep it
where
there.
on the, so we have, if it's a spectrum, right? With the beginning being secure and the end being insecure, where do you fall? Do you feel like you're fully secure, or do you feel like you're fully insecure? I think that when it comes to human beings, it's safe to say that no one is fully secure and no one is fully insecure. You know, I think that I'm a very secure person, but I do have insecure moments, if that makes sense. I'm very secure in who I am when it comes to my musical talent. I know I'm talented, but I'm not arrogant and I'm not cocky. I'm still humble. When people come up to me and give me my flowers and my praise, I take the compliments humbly, and I'm like thank you, and I accept it, but I'm aware of my talent, but I still accept the compliments, and I'm still grateful for it. When it comes to my appearance, I'm very secure. I'm very confident with how I look and how I put myself together. And I feel like there are times where, as a human being, you'll have your insecure moments. But keyword is moments. I don't let those moments define who I am forever. I don't let them deter me from the goals of continuing on with my confidence in my appearance and in my talents and stuff like that. Um, so I feel like I'm a pretty secure person.
Okay. Um, as far as for me, I could say I want to say right as women, like as we're women. Well, except for Coco, right? But I feel like we deal with more insecurities than men, only for the reason that I feel like we change more often than men, such as body wise, right? Like hair, makeup, body, like whether we're giving birth, whether we're losing weight, whether we're gaining weight. Like I feel like there's gonna be a moment, like you said, everybody has their insecurity moments and everybody has their moments where they're secure and things like that. But I feel like you have to grow into that insecurity, quote unquote, to gain that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like there's certain parts of me where I'm insecure or was insecure, right? But I've grown to love myself in that shape, way, or form.
Mm,
So
I get it.
I just feel like you have to grow to love it. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be
Yeah.
insecure for a moment, but then you're gonna learn to adapt and get used to it and get accustomed to it and just like learn to love it. Like learn to love your insecurities in a sense.
Embrace your flaws, in other
Yes,
words.
embracing your flaws, right? What
Yeah.
you consider a flaw, because what I might consider a flaw for myself, you might not even consider that a flaw,
Right, right.
right? So, but I think I would find myself like right in the middle, I guess, right? Like, like you said, we have our moments. Some are better than
Mm-hmm.
others, and but I
Mm-hmm.
would say right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. And there's just certain areas and things that, I was once very insecure about,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm now like embracing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
So for me, guy, you finish? I'm sorry, Lena, did you finish?
now I finished. Go ahead, boo boo.
So for
Ever
me,
interrupt me again?
haha. So for me, it's interesting. It's weird, and some might dislike what I'm gonna say, but I just feel like I'm secure all around. I feel like like I don't want to say like I'm a very humble guy, but I feel like I can't be stopped nowhere. I walk in any room, just and it's the same way LeBron James would get up on the podium, say he's the best basketball player, whether whoever you name him, Bill Gates, the best computer software engineer, like and that's just I think part of the man's nature, and I think a man should always fight to be like that. So yeah, like can like I won't get in a room ever, because it's like a sense of it's weird. It's like a sense of weakness, that we're letting out. And I feel like women would sit here and like I guess evaluate their weakness more than a man, and like kind of try to decipher it. As a man, we immediately tend to block that out a little bit. So I just
Can
I don't ever feel insecure. I don't ever feel depressed. Again, some might hate me. I think I don't want to go off topic. I think depression kind of what Andrew Tate there. I think it doesn't exist. I think it's all meant to, but whatever. Like, there's nothing insecure about me. Anywhere I
All
go,
right.
any
Can
room
I
I'm
ask you
in,
something?
it just won't stop me. Yeah.
Can I
What's
ask you a
up?
question? All right. This is hypothetical. If you're in a relationship, right, with a woman and she starts flirting with a guy in front of you, would that make you jealous?
It won't
Honestly?
make me jealous at all. It won't make me
Would you be
jealous.
upset at her?
I won't be upset at her because I know what I'm capable of. I know that there's 100 other women out there that I could get. You know, I know that if she loses me, she's losing a beast pretty much, you know, financially, with looks, the way I walk in a room, the way I dominate the room, my energy, just, it's just, you know, like I don't want to sound, I just feel like I speak for every man. I feel like we enter a room. It's not about being tough or we enter a room and I'm the man. I will respect you, but you will respect me, whether it's with money, with women, whatever. Like, I'm the man. Like, you know, and I do it extremely humble. Like, I see guys, you know, ignorance comes out, and I see guys do it a little bit different. I won't be
Mm-hmm.
mad. I won't be jealous. None of that, you know.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, I'm sorry you're my cousin, and you can't get a piece of this. But you know, maybe the next life we're not, you know.
Yo, shut
But
up. I
You said
listen,
can't.
I mean,
you said you speak for every man though.
a lot of men, yeah, it's just the nature of us, you know. Some
Mhm.
guys,
Yeah, no.
I would second that because insecurity comes in different shapes, ways, and form, right? And I feel like there be a lot of it could be hidden. A lot of men that are insecure about their relationships. When jealousy comes out, that's a form of insecurity.
Yes, it is.
Even financial, right? Like not asking for help or anything like that. That's a financial
Mm-hmm.
insecurity that they have. You know what I mean? Like there's different forms of insecurity. It doesn't necessarily have to be like how you look, right? Like how you walk into a room. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. It can be financial insecurities. It can be mental insecurities. It could be
Mm-hmm.
your relationship insecurity. It could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Something you
well,
don't like
stay
about
away
your
from a
body.
man.
Something
That's a
you don't like
that's
about
a
your personality.
that's a weak man. I would highly recommend you stay away from him. Honestly, well, you're taken already. You're good. Confident. Carlos seems like a pretty confident guy to me. You know, we're gonna put his stuff out there, but he seems pretty confident to me. So, you know, I think you made the right choice with Carlos. But any woman, you bump into a man like that, it's not just about, like Lena said, it's not about just a relationship. It's not just about that. Bump into someone like that, stay away from him. That's a weak man. Weakness is a form of ignorance, you know, and you don't want to be with an ignorant person. You have to build that, especially as a man.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm again sorry for you too that you're my cousin. Maybe next life I'll have both of you guys on a yacht.
Yo, shut up. Shut up, Coco. You retarded. Tita, what about you?
Me,
Mm-hmm.
I love
No,
me.
me.
I love, I love me some me. And when I go out there, okay, paparazzis and all are waiting for me. The red carpet is out. I walk into a room with my head up high, and I'm walking with the Holy Spirit. And I love me some me. I am secure.
And that's so powerful right there too. The
Mm-hmm.
universe or God, whatever you know your belief is. I feel like that right there transitions this security in me. You know, like anywhere I go, like God
Uh-huh.
got me. You know, like the
Yeah.
universe got me.
Okay, so can I say something really quick, Coquito, in reference to what you were saying about
Go ahead, because I got anything
someone
for what you're
who's
gonna say.
no, because you did say that someone who's insecure, that's a form of weakness, and that's a form of ignorance because you know that shows that that person is weak. So with Lena sharing that she's in the middle,
Yeah, let me
do you
pause you.
think?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
When I talk fast, 'cause I'm not the best speaker. Sometimes I'll mean like left and then I'm right with it. I mean right, I'm going left. Let me just pause that part. I feel like for men, you know, for men
Okay.
and an abundant amount, you know, not just small little pieces, because there's pieces we all have to work as humans. So just an abundant amount. But continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to know like what you meant because I agree with you, But I also don't feel like we should call everybody that's insecure weak, because that's just a human feeling. You know, it's a very natural human feeling to feel insecure. Like I said, I'm a very, very secure person, but I
Yeah.
have insecure moments, but I let them be moments. I don't let those moments turn into my whole life. You get
And
it?
let me define, I definitely get it. Good point. Very good point for saying that out. Let me define weakness in my perception. Weakness is like the muscle. Right now, if I go and I can't lift 50 pounds, Belina can lift 50 pounds like nothing. She's been working out. Her muscle has strength. It doesn't mean a permanent weakness. There's probably a
Right.
better word for a permanent weakness. Definitely at all. I mean, no permanent weakness. I mean, weakness. We all have weaknesses, you know, and
Yeah.
we just have to strengthen them. We
Mm-hmm.
have to strengthen them, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, no, if you're weak in anything in life, if you're listening out there, what you just have to strengthen them, you know.
Right.
Just
And
like with
that's
your
why you can't strengthen it if you don't have the proper intellect about it, right? Which is what? Not having the proper information or the proper intellect about something means what? It's a form of ignorance, which leads to a form of strength. You know, if I don't get up and I don't work out every day, but Lena's working out every day, you know what I mean? And Lena's
Mm-hmm.
looking in shape and I'm weak physically also, and mentally I'm weak. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
form of ignorance. I don't know that I get up every day and I go eat a donut. How good. The damage it could do instead of picking up some, you know what I mean? Instead of picking up some muscles. That's a form of ignorance, which is a form of weakness. Lena doesn't have that. She has the intellect. She has the proper information of that. She's not ignorant to that.
Yeah, she has the
She's
intellect
not weak to that. She is strong to that.
and she has the willpower. Yeah. Because you definitely need willpower for that.
So
right,
any
and I think
woman
it's
out there looking for a
Because
Superman, you know
because
where
you
he
could
at. He's
be,
right here.
you could be smart, Coco, right? You could be smart. You could have the intellect when it comes to a certain field, but still not apply it. Like you could know what you need
Absolutely.
to do and
Ab-
still not do it.
Absolutely. I agree.
and I think even people who walk into rooms like with all the confidence in the world, is a misconception that they don't have no insecurities. Like I think honestly, Coco, even though you said you don't have no insecurities, I think everybody has at least one insecurity. At least one.
And I
You know what I
respect your
mean?
opinion. I definitely respect your opinion.
Right.
But when it comes to me, you're wrong. 100%. I'm a full-blown grown lion. Like, I mean, like, I don't know
Yo,
what to
you
tell you.
stupid.
No, seriously. Like, I respect your opinion, you know, because you obviously seen different things. And like, maybe I'll learn one day. Oh, sure, I do. You know, it's right. As of now, 35 years of life, I look in the mirror, I see a full-blown lion.
Yo, this nigga right here.
Mufasa.
This nigga stupid.
But I definitely respect your opinion because one thing I do know is that I don't know everything. You know, I just tend to talk on a lot of confidence with things, and you know, words is only 20% of communication, right? They say body language is 80% of communication, and my body language is just forget it's impeccable. It's extremely impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Lena, maybe next life you could get a chance. I don't know what to tell you.
Yo, I cannot.
I guess what are some ways that you can kind of deal with your insecurities if you have any, right? Or if you thought you maybe get one or whatever the case might be, right? Because Coco doesn't have any. What is a way that you can deal with an insecurity? Barbie, I guess you can go first since you said you kind of have your moments. So how do you deal with those moments and how do you like kind of make sure not to
So
keep it?
I feel like one way that I deal with okay, so let's just put it out there. My least favorite part of my body is my stomach, my belly, right? Because it's probably the biggest part of my body. And although I'm a very confident BBW, right? BBW stands for Big Beautiful Woman. I'm a very confident BBW and I rep for my plus size women all the time. That's the part of my body I like the least. But even though I like it the least, I wear things that I still feel sexy in, I still feel beautiful in, right? And I look good in. So I flaunt my big old belly like it's not even there. I act like it's not even there. Why? Because I got this face. I got this pretty face. I got my personality that's bomb as hell. And I have my talent, and I'm a cool person. I have so many things that are working for me. Why focus on the one thing that bothers me when everything else is bad as fuck? You know what I'm saying? So why focus on the one thing that I'm like, oh my God, my stomach is so big. Oh my God, I'm so ugly. Oh my God, I'm not going outside. I'm gonna wear 5X shirts. No, that's not the way to do it. So one way that I try to not cover it up, but like I ignore it, is I focus on the other parts of me. And this is not just exterior, like this is also interior. And also, like when I wrote the song Body Positivity, I put that out there so people could learn to love and embrace themselves at whatever size. Whether you're big, whether you're skinny, whether you're dark skin, light skin, whether you have curly texture hair, straight hair, long, short, whether you're a guy or a girl, whether you're a child or an adult. It was created for everybody to love themselves. So when I hear my own song and I hear other people being moved by my song, that makes me feel good. And I have to continue to feel good about myself because I put that out there for the world. There's people that are reaching out to me that are like, you changed my life. Because of you, I could wear shorts. Because of you, I wear this. Because of you, I take more pictures. Because of you, I wear two-piece bathing suits.
Oh
And
my
when I
God.
hear that, when I hear that stuff, I'm like, you know what? I gotta keep it up. At the end of the day, I put this song out there, how I look, hiding in the beach, covering up, and being like, oh no, my stomach's too big, I can't wear that. No. I deal with my insecurity by embracing it. That's how I do it.
That's a very good way. I think that's a good way of dealing with it, Um, it's definitely one good strong way to deal with it. But you also there's other ways to work on it too, right? Like if it's a physical aspect, some workouts, stuff like that, right, Bob? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you want to change your body, right? Like you see, I don't like my stomach. What I can do, I can diet, I can exercise, I could work on changing that, right? So it could be
yeah,
smaller.
because imagine you put
So,
that energy into that.
but in
Forget
the
about it.
process of shrinking myself, I have to love how I look now. Because if I don't love how I look now, I'm not gonna love how I look 150 pounds lighter. Because I'm going to find something else that's wrong with me. So it's about training your brain to love and accept who you are so that during the weight loss process, you can continue to love on yourself. And when I hit that goal weight, my confidence is going to be rocket sky high because it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to find something else that's wrong with me. No, I'm going to continue to love and embrace myself throughout the process, whether I change my body or not.
Yep.
That's amazing. Yep.
Thank you.
That's amazing. She hit it. She hit it right.
You sound like
Lolina.
Tita. You sound like Tita.
No, not yeah. I mean, I definitely agree.
How
Like
do
when you
you
think about how you motivate people and how you inspire people, it's kind of like, yo, I can't sit on this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As far as for me, right, an insecurity of me that I always had since I was young was my forehead. And to piggyback off of that, I feel like a lot of people's I can only speak. I mean, not really speak for myself, but that part does come from this. But it stems like a lot. I feel like when people have insecurities, it also stems from your childhood, right? Like childhood experiences or people saying some things, right? So when I was young, I was always big when I was young too. I was chubby, and
Yep.
I was insecure at a certain part, at a certain point in my life, right? Until I started getting taller and I started slimming out the weight. But my dad, every time we would go out to eat to restaurants, he would look at me. He'd be like, "Tú no tienes hambre, right? Tú no tienes hambre. Tú comiste ya, right?" Or like when I grab a soda, he'll be like, "Coño, otro," like something like that, right? So it used to be embarrassing for me, even though. And I feel like it's a Hispanic thing where they'll say things and they don't look at it like as trauma or anything, but that shit
It's a
sticks with me.
Dominican
Like,
thing. That's a
and I know
Dominican
he
thing.
didn't mean it by harm. He didn't mean any harm. It
Oh,
was
she's
funny. Like I say
funny.
it and I crack up now too because he would look at me, he'll be like, "Tú no tienes hambre. You're not gonna eat, right? You already ate." Like, and we'll be in a restaurant with people, and I'm just like, yo, I'm the fattest one up in this bitch. So I think a lot of it stems from your childhood, right? And my childhood, like my biggest insecurity was my forehead. And the way I kind of dealt with that, I got bangs. And I had bangs for so long until I started, like, I think it was more so like starting my little journey of my Herbalife journey, right? Like starting my losing weight. And I was just like, I'm letting this shit out. Like, I'm just gonna embrace what I have. Like, it's just what it is. Like, you know how many people have beautiful, big ass foreheads and they just embrace it and show it off like they don't care? Why can't that just be me? So
Yeah.
that's how I choose to just embrace, you know, my flaws and enjoy it. And it's something beautiful. And my aunt, which is Edwin's wife, she would always say, "Oh my God, your beautiful forehead." Like, she would always like say that a big forehead is beautiful and that means smart and all this other stuff. And she would always give me compliments on my forehead.
It's a pretty nugget.
As you can
It's
see,
a
it's out
pretty
now.
nug.
It's funny because Carlos is dying for me to get bangs, and I'm just like, bro, you don't like my forehead? What happened? Like, you need to embrace this forehead. Just
No,
like,
if you
yo,
was if you
that's
was
how we met.
unattractive, you're an attractive person. You know, if you were unattractive, I would say,
Maybe
hey,
another
yo,
life, I'll give you an opportunity in another life.
nah, hell no. You definitely not my type.
Yo, you stupid.
No, but you
cannot.
know, like, yeah, if you at least because you don't even notice it, you know, you don't really notice it. Like, well, you notice
Right.
it, but you don't notice it because you know you're an attractive person, Lena.
Thank you.
You're not like Barbie.
God, you
I gotta laugh because I know I'm attractive. So that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Period.
Yes.
Period. I know I'm a bad bitch. Don't play with me.
Marty G, what? Talk to us.
I'm listening to you guys.
So
You don't have no comments?
You guys are all beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
Thank you.
how would you if you don't have any securities or you do, or you've seen someone who has some, like what's some ways you could think of, you know, someone working on their insecurities, Marty G?
For you, it's mommy, not Marty G. Okay? First of all. And how would I tell someone to overcome their insecurities?
Yeah.
There's a beauty inside everybody. Like, you know, there's somebody amazing and wonderful in everybody. You know, in the handicapped, it could be somebody with a limp, you know, with a disability. There is somebody beautiful in everybody. And just embrace that beauty and that amazing part of you and let go of the insecurities. You know? That's what I would say.
I feel like just validating your self-worth
Exactly.
helps with that. Like, God gives a plan for everybody, and just understanding, right, that you know you're in this body, and if it's like a body image thing, right, like if you're in this body, like God gave this body to you, like embrace it. You only have this one body to live in. That's your temple. Take care of it, cherish it, you know, enjoy it, embrace every part of it. And we're gonna deal with it, like Barbie said. Go ahead, Tita. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was in a salon one day and there was a whole bunch of women, you know, the women that like to, you know, do their bodies and, you know, which is nothing wrong with that, but I like it natural. And one of them says, "Buddy, why don't you get the surgery? Yada, 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 yada." So I got up and I said, "You see this? You see this? This is just a container that holds the amazing personality and soul that I have. This is just a container that holds you. We each have a container. The outside part is just like a container holds milk. It's a container that holds your spirit, your personality. ¿Tú me entiendes? Everybody has a different one."
Yeah. I feel like in Dominican culture, and don't get it twisted, I'm not coming for Dominicans because I'm half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, as we all are. All the kids in the family are half and half. But I feel like in Dominican culture, it's like almost a crime to be fat. And they encourage either to get lipo, tummy tucks, or to get the bariatric surgery. They encourage it a lot. And it's not only family, it's friends of friends. I've heard it tons of times. Growing up, I will say that the world has changed now compared to like me growing up. But growing up, I heard this a lot. Ay, pero mami, si tú rebajas, tú eres modelo.
Muchacha.
And translation, if I lost weight, I could be a model. And fast forward to today, I'll have you know that I didn't lose any weight, probably gained, and I still modeled. I've been a brand ambassador for clothing, for panty lines. People have hit me up to model jewelry, to model makeup. Like, I still get opportunities to model and to do photography and shit like that. Like to get photo shoots and stuff,
But
being as big as I am.
like Lena said, those people probably don't know about self-worth. It's about knowing about, your self-worth.
And that
And then
stems
my
from
thing is
ignorance.
too,
That stems from
what?
ignorance too.
Yes.
Yeah.
When people talk like that, like, there's a lot of old school, like you said, Dominicans, right? Because I'm Dominican too, so it's nothing personal against Dominicans because I'm very proud to be half Dominican. But a lot of
Likewise.
them are very old school in the way they speak and the way they talk, and that old school tongue stems from the ignorance of back in the days. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where it's just honestly, that's just what it is. Like when somebody talks like that, it's kind of like you're ignorant. Like
Right.
you gotta ignore them and keep it pushing.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like earlier Tita said, women that get their bodies done. I don't think that, if you got the money and you want to look a certain way and it helps with your confidence, have at it. Go ahead and get your body done. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But what I do think there's something wrong with is when you feel like everybody needs to look like that. No, there's different shapes and sizes and, all types of people in the world. Hi, my princesses.
And just to
Hi,
take it back,
princesses.
and just to take it back a notch, right? The reason why they got their bodies done, probably more than likely, 99.9% is because they had an insecurity about
Yes.
themselves.
Of course.
Yes.
That could have stemmed from, growing up childhood sayings, tú eres muy gorda, tú no tienes
Right.
enough culo, tú te estás tan
Right.
chiquita, like whatever
Right.
the case may be, like when you do something to fix something, it's because it was an insecurity. It was something you
Yes.
disliked about yourself, right?
Mhm.
It was something you may have been fearful that somebody may have been saying something about that you have, right? Like
Mhm.
it's a sense of insecurity.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And there's a lot of kids that were bullied in school, and I think bullying plays a part of being insecure of certain things. When you were bullied in school as a child about anything, it could be freckles, wearing glasses, wearing braces, having a big butt, having no butt, being fat, being too skinny, being too dark, anything, right? You that gets stuck in your head. People don't understand that yes, you're a child, and they say, "Oh, kids will be kids, kids will be mean." No, but
Thank you.
that can affect you later in the future. So, it's just good to be mindful that we are all created differently, and you have to love and embrace yourself no matter how you look. And if you do want to change something, go ahead and change it, but you still got to train your brain to practice self-love. Because I know many people that have got the surgery and they're not confident anymore. They don't like how they look. Some of
Right.
them are like, I want to be fat again. Some of them are having health complications. Some of them are like, oh no, I feel like I look older or I look sick. And unfortunately, you can't reverse that. To try to eat and try to gain the weight back. And that's not everybody, because I know plenty of people that got the surgery that look great. They have been successful. They wear decent clothes, they're confident, and it's all good. But then there's people that got the surgery and they're like, I regret. You know how many people have told me, Barbie, don't get the surgery. I did it and I regret it. I want to say at least a good 5 people told me that. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. And I'm like, wow. And then of course I got a handful of people that tell me to do it. But the main thing is that it has to come from within. That has to come from you. That decision to get a surgery done to remove extra weight, that has to come from within. It can't be the influence of the world because you're not doing it to please the world. At the end of the day, you're doing it to please yourself.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you as far as like you have to train yourself to love yourself, right? Even like once you do finish whatever it is that you're doing, not only that, but also understand just because you had that insecurity in yourself doesn't mean that somebody else is insecure about themselves in that form as well. So to have to just because you got the surgery to encourage somebody else to do it is like, no, that's you. Like, I'm gonna do it my way, or I like what I have the way I have it, right? Whatever the case may be. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you say. And I think today we touched up on a lot of like physical insecurities, right? Like we didn't really touch up on the relationship insecurities. But again, as we stated from the beginning, insecurity comes in so many different shapes and ways and forms. Even relationships, right? Like when you have a jealous partner or you have a partner who's isolating you from your family, like those are tendencies of insecurities. So just being mindful of that, right? Like financial insecurities, economical insecurity. There's so many different types of insecurities that a person can have.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think today was a good topic to discuss.
Since you know so much, all right. So what about relationship or financial insecurity? Like
that nigga don't know shit about relationships. The only relationship he know about is the one that he was with his boo thing. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
I was
that's my baby girl. That's my baby girl.
You sure we talking about baby girl? Baby boy.
Yo,
he thinking of a comeback. He thinking of a comeback. That's why he quiet. That's what he does when he's quiet.
I would like to say that if there's anybody that watches us faithfully, we want to thank you for showing the family love and support by watching our podcast. And if you guys have any topics or any questions or any ideas that you want us to talk about, please feel free to share it in the comments, or you could hit us up individually, and we will gladly share it on the next podcast.
Amen. All right, y'all. Well, this is that. What episode is this?
I think this is 9 or 10.
9, I think, right?
9.
This is 10, guys.
It was 10.
We're off. Episode 10. Insecurities. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, y'all.
Yes. Happy 2024. Much love, blessings, and prosperity for everybody.
Amen.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Love you too.